B&B spoilers. Carter Walton finally gets to the altar. Is Daphne Rose the one? The bold and the beautiful viewers are in for a cringe fest this week as Carter Walton gets down on one knee and proposes to Daphne Rose. The fan fave can't catch a break when it comes to popping the question, will he actually be able to get Daphne to the altar? Keep reading to find out what's coming up next on B&B. Spoilers down below. It was just a few months ago that Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor, was pressuring Hope Logan, Annika Noel, to set a wedding date. We all know how that engagement ended. Carter Walton's tragic relationship, history, on Bold and Beautiful. In the past decade, Carter has now been engaged to Hope, Maya Avant, Carla Mosley, and Zoe Buckingham twice, and still hasn't made it to the altar. Is the fifth time the charm for the Forrester Creations COO? Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say Carter Walton will shock everyone, Daphne Rose included, when he proposes to the perfume guru this week on the soap. Carter and Daphne flirted for a few weeks before he got engaged to Hope, and then he put her on the back burner. Now that his relationship with Hope crashed and burned, Carter has decided that Daphne is actually the right girl for him. Bold and Beautiful finally gives Carter the wedding of his dreams. All signs are pointing to Daphne Rose happily accepting his ring, and she's unfazed by the fact that she is his second choice. The Bold and Beautiful spoilers say the couple will be setting a wedding date in a few weeks and moving forward with their plans to tie the knot. Considering all of the weddings Carter has officiated and been invited to on the soap, he probably has a venue, flowers, cake, and tux already picked out. He just needs a bride that will actually show up. The halls of Forrester Creations are buzzing with a mix of celebration and skepticism as 2026 kicks off with a romantic bombshell. For years, fans of the Bold and the Beautiful have watched Carter Walton, Lauren St. Victor, serve as the resident wedding officiant, standing at the altar to marry everyone else while his own heart remained perpetually adrift. But today's very sad news isn't about a death or a disaster. It's the bittersweet realization for many Carter /Hope shippers that Carter is officially moving on. In a stunning turn of events, Carter has dropped to one knee, and the woman saying yes isn't a Logan or a Forrester. It's the mysterious and sophisticated Daphne Rose, Muriel Hilaire. As the couple prepares to sprint toward the altar, the question on every fan's lips is Daphne truly the one, or is Carter repeating the same impulsive patterns that have left him heartbroken time and time again? Carter Walton, the man who loved too much. To understand why this news feels so heavy for the B&B fandom, we have to look at Carter's track record. He is the show's ultimate hopeless romantic, often emphasizing the hopeless. From the Maya Avant heartbreak to the forbidden fire of Quinn Fuller and the recent, short-lived engagement to Hope Logan, Carter's history is a graveyard of almosts. When Hope recently reunited with Liam Spencer, Carter was left in the dust once more. It seemed as though he was destined to be the eternal bachelor, until Daphne Rose entered the picture. A high-powered fragrance expert with a French flair, Daphne brought a breath of fresh air to Los Angeles. But, as spoilers indicate, her arrival wasn't just about business. The proposal, a big and bold gesture. The drama reached a fever pitch this week when Daphne, feeling the pull of her life in Paris, prepared to leave Los Angeles. She felt that Carter wasn't fully committed, sensing the lingering ghosts of his past relationships. In a move that fans are calling classic Carter, he refused to let her walk out the door. On Friday, January 9th, 2026, Carter pulled out all the stops. The confrontation. He intercepted Daphne at the Forrester showroom just as she was making her Paris exit plan. The vow. Carter admitted that while he has dropped the ball on communication, he knows exactly what he wants. The ring. In a high-stakes moment, he popped the question, begging her to stay and build a future and a family with him. While the news of an engagement is usually happy, the sadness for many viewers comes from the speed. Is this true love, or is Carter simply desperate to fill the void left by Hope? Is Daphne Rose the one? Daphne Rose is unlike any woman Carter has pursued. She is independent, successful, and, most importantly, she doesn't have a decades-long history of drama with the Spencer or Forrester men. However, spoilers suggest Daphne might be more than she seems. Why she might be perfect? A shared future. Unlike Hope, who is torn between two men, Daphne seems focused solely on Carter. The family goal. Both Carter and Daphne have expressed a deep desire to start a family immediately, a storyline that B&B executive producer Bradley Bell has hinted will be a major focus for 2026. Why fans are worried. The secret weapon rumors. Early teasers suggested Daphne might have been brought in by Steffy Forrester to distract Carter from the Logan family. If her origins are rooted in a plot, the foundation of this marriage is built on sand. The Paris connection. Daphne is very French and likes games. Is she playing Carter? Or is her heart truly in LA? The fallout. A divided Forrester Creations. The news of Carter and Daphne's impending nuptials is sending shockwaves through the canvas. Hope Logan. While she is happy with Liam, seeing Carter move on so quickly is a reality check. Steffy Forrester. She may have gotten what she wanted, Carter away from Hope, but if Daphne becomes a wild card, Steffy might regret her interference. Ridge Forrester. Ever the critic, Ridge has expressed skepticism about Carter's whirlwind tendencies, leading to friction between the two longtime friends. What's next? A 2026 wedding and beyond. Spoilers confirm that Carter and Daphne aren't planning a long engagement. They're heading to the altar ASAP. Whether this ends in a beautiful, happily ever after, or another classic soap opera wedding disaster remains to be seen. The most sad element for the audience is the looming threat of the soapy twist. Spoilers mention that as they try to start a family, they may face unforeseen plots and interesting challenges. On The Bold and the Beautiful, a quick wedding is often the precursor to a massive secret being revealed. Soap insider note. Carter has wanted a wife and family for years. If Daphne turns out to be anything less than sincere, it might be the heartbreak that finally changes Carter Walton forever. Bold and the Beautiful fans have waited years to see. Carter Walton finally stands at the altar. The suit is perfect. The vows are written. The guests are seated. And yet, instead of joy, a heavy, heartbreaking cloud hangs over this long-anticipated milestone. Because as Carter prepares to say, "I do," one painful question refuses to fade away. Is Daphne Rose really the woman meant to stand beside him? Or is this another devastating mistake that will shatter Carter's heart all over again? What should be the happiest day of his life may instead become one of the saddest chapters in Carter Walton's long, lonely journey toward love. Carter Walton's tragic love history, why fans are so worried crying face. Before we even get to Daphne Rose, we need to talk about why this wedding feels so ominous. Carter Walton has been one of the most loyal, honorable, and emotionally available men on The Bold and the Beautiful. He has supported others through breakups, defended friends when they were at their lowest, and poured his heart into relationships that never quite worked out. And that's exactly the problem. Over the years, Carter has loved women who were still emotionally tied to someone else, been the safe choice instead of the true passion, given everything, only to receive hesitation, secrets, or betrayal in return. Each failed relationship chipped away at him. Each heartbreak taught him to want stability, peace, and certainty more than fireworks. So when Daphne Rose entered his life, promising something simple and solid, Carter latched on, perhaps a little too quickly. Now, as he finally reaches the altar, fans aren't cheering. They're holding their breath. Daphne Rose, comfort or destiny? Daphne Rose is not a villain. That's what makes this situation so painfully complicated. She's intelligent, elegant, calm. She doesn't bring chaos or drama into Carter's world. In fact, she offers him something he's never truly had before, predictability. But in Bold and the Beautiful terms, predictability can be dangerous. Sources close to the storyline hint that Daphne represents safety, not soul-deep connection. And while that may sound appealing to a man who's been hurt repeatedly, it raises a devastating possibility. Backhand index pointing right, is Carter settling instead of truly falling in love? Insiders suggest that Daphne genuinely cares for Carter, but there's a quiet imbalance in their relationship. She seems more invested in the idea of Carter than in fully understanding his emotional scars. And Carter, desperate for this chapter of his life to finally work, may be ignoring his instincts. The wedding day, that feels. Wrong, broken heart. As the wedding day arrives, viewers will notice subtle but troubling signs. Carter appears reflective rather than excited. His smiles don't quite reach his eyes. There's a lingering hesitation before every major moment. This isn't the confident groom fans expected to see after years of disappointment. Instead, it's a man convincing himself that this is good enough, that love doesn't have to feel overwhelming to be real. But Bold and the Beautiful History tells us one thing loud and clear. When a wedding feels this heavy, heartbreak is never far behind. Unspoken truths and dangerous silences. One of the saddest elements of the storyline is what isn't being said. Carter hasn't fully voiced his fears. Daphne hasn't pushed him to open up. And neither seems willing to confront the elephant in the room. Whether this marriage is built on true passion or emotional exhaustion. Spoilers tease that someone close to Carter may try to intervene at the last moment, questioning whether he's rushing into marriage simply because he's tired of being alone. But by then, it may already be too late. And if Carter ignores that warning, the fallout could be brutal. A marriage built on fear never lasts pensive face. Here's the most heartbreaking truth. Carter deserves more than a relationship born from fear. He deserves a partner who chooses him without hesitation. A love that feels mutual, not convenient. A marriage that excites him, not just calms him. Yet, spoilers suggest Carter may be choosing Daphne not because she's the one, but because she's the one who didn't hurt him yet. That distinction matters, and it could destroy everything. Is another woman still holding Carter's heart? While no ex has openly disrupted the wedding, yet there are whispers. Longtime fans suspect that Carter's heart may not be as free as he believes. Whether it's unresolved feelings for someone from his past or a connection he never fully explored, the truth is clear. Carter is walking down the aisle without complete emotional closure. And in soap opera land, unfinished business always resurfaces, usually in the most devastating way possible. The aftermath, joy or regret. Even if Carter and Daphne exchange vows, insiders warn that the real drama begins after the ceremony. Spoilers hint at immediate emotional distance, regret setting in faster than expected, a shocking realization that marriage didn't fix what Carter hoped it would. Instead of peace, Carter may find himself lonelier than ever, trapped in a marriage that looks perfect on the outside but feels hollow on the inside. And if Daphne senses that she was chosen as a refuge rather than a true love, that heartbreak will cut both ways. Why this storyline hurts so much broken heart. This isn't just another soap, wedding gone wrong. It's painful because it feels real. How many people have rushed into commitment because they were tired of waiting? How many have chosen comfort over passion, hoping it would grow into love? How many ignored their doubts because they wanted the story to finally have a happy ending? Carter Walton represents all of that, and watching him possibly repeat the same emotional mistakes is devastating. Final verdict. Is Daphne Rose the one? Right now, the answer feels painfully uncertain. Daphne Rose may be a good woman. She may even love Carter. But being good doesn't always mean being right. And Carter Walton finally getting to the altar should feel like a victory. Yet instead, it feels like the calm before a storm. If this marriage collapses, it won't be because of betrayal or scandal. It will be because Carter ignored his heart one last time. And that may be the saddest twist of all. Even if Carter and Daphne exchange vows, insiders warn that the real drama begins after the ceremony. Spoilers hint at immediate emotional distance, regret setting in faster than expected, a shocking realization that marriage didn't fix what Carter hoped it would. Instead of peace, Carter may find himself lonelier than ever, trapped in a marriage that looks perfect on the outside but feels hollow on the inside. And if Daphne senses that she was chosen as a refuge rather than a true love, that heartbreak will cut both ways. Why this storyline hurts so much, Broken Heart. This isn't just another soap wedding gone wrong. It's painful because it feels real. How many people have rushed into commitment because they were tired of waiting? How many have chosen comfort over passion, hoping it would grow into love? How many ignored their doubts because they wanted the story to finally have a happy ending? Carter Walton represents all of that, and watching him possibly repeat the same emotional mistakes is devastating. Final verdict: is Daphne Rose the one? Right now, the answer feels painfully uncertain. Daphne Rose may be a good woman. She may even love Carter. But being good doesn't always mean being right. And Carter Walton finally getting to the altar should feel like a victory. Today's very sad news: Carter Walton's tragic relationship history on The Bold and the Beautiful. Los Angeles, January 9th, 2026. Daytime drama isn't new for The Bold and the Beautiful. But the latest developments in Carter Walton's love life have fans stopping their scrolls and reaching for tissues everywhere. Once seen as a rock-steady moral compass and trusted friend, Carter's heart has been twisted and torn, again and again, in one of the soap opera world's most tragic romantic histories. And today, in perhaps his most painful chapter yet, his latest hopeful engagement is once more on shaky ground. Adhesive bandage the man with a broken ring, Carter's dream of true love. When we first met Carter Walton on B&B, he was a successful executive, intelligent, grounded, and loyal. But behind that calm exterior lies a man whose heart has never really gotten what it needed: lasting love. Carter has had multiple engagements and relationships over the years, each one seeming like the one, only to end in heartbreak. Ring Zoe Buckingham, twice engaged, never married. Carter's early attempt at love with Zoe was supposed to be the start of something permanent. They were engaged twice, and fans held their breath, expecting Carter to finally walk down the aisle. But things dissolved as Zoe's interests pulled her elsewhere, and Carter's own choices complicated their paths. They never made it to the altar. Red Heart Paris Buckingham. A love that crumbled before I do. Carter and Paris shared genuine connection and affection. Enough that he proposed to her, too. But that relationship was built on unstable emotional ground and ended when unforeseen chaos and interruptions shattered plans for a wedding. Broken Heart Maya Avant. A proposal, then silence. Even Maya, someone Carter genuinely cared for, couldn't stay with him. A proposal from Carter wasn't enough when betrayal and mistrust ran deep, leaving yet another love story unfinished before it could bloom. Each of these trials could have been Carter's happy story. Instead, they became painful episodes in a long saga of almosts. Almost marriage, almost happiness, almost fulfillment. Broken Heart Hope Logan. The love that never found a future. It was with Hope Logan that Carter's heartbreak became public tragedy, and by mid-2025, it broke nearly everyone's hearts, not just Carter's. Carter and Hope's relationship was full of promise. Unlike some of his past flings, this one felt grounded in admiration and mutual support. Carter didn't just love Hope, he loved her family, especially her daughter Beth. In fact, one of the most beautiful and heartbreaking moments came from his sacrifice, when he saw that Hope's true desire was to reunite Beth with her biological father, Liam Spencer. Carter did something unforgettable. He removed his engagement ring and walked away, telling Hope to go and give her daughter her family. Many fans called it the most selfless act in Carter's love life, to step aside and let the woman you love follow her heart, especially when it means pain for you. But that pain didn't heal him, it scarred him. Wilted flower, the fallout. Career, trust, and heartbreak collide. But Carter's tragedy isn't just romantic, it's professional and emotional too. During the storyline surrounding Hope, Carter made bold moves at Forrester Creations, the company where he'd worked for years. He backed Hope's creative vision, made executive decisions that shook the board, and ultimately came into conflict with Ridge Forrester, his closest personal and professional ally. Rumors in the storyline suggest that Ridge even considered firing him over loyalties and betrayals. After being labeled a traitor by those he once trusted, Carter questioned his own worth. One flashpoint moment had him smashing the gemstones of a piece of jewelry in his hand, utterly devastated. These are not small bruises, they are soul injuries. Crying faced today's latest. Another proposal, another crossroads. As of today, January 9th, 2026, Carter is back in the emotional danger zone once again. He's just proposed to Daphne Rose, a new romantic interest who has slowly become part of his life. But rather than being a fresh start, his proposal is fraught with echoes of past disappointment. Why so heavy? Carter has a pattern of rushing into proposals, perhaps out of desperation for love rather than genuine certainty. Each of his previous engagements ended with pain, second chances, or regret. Daphne's relationship with Carter carries red flags that fans are already picking up on, not because she's unlovable, but because Carter's sadness cycle could repeat itself. Fans are watching with bated breath, afraid that yet again Carter's heart could face crushing defeat when all he ever wanted was stability and love. A heart that still hopes, even when it hurts. What makes Carter's story so devastating isn't just the losses. It's that even after every heartbreak, he tries again. He tries to love. He tries to forgive. He tries to build a future. That's why fans don't just watch, they feel his pain. They say daytime drama is exaggerated, that it's a world of spectacle and heightened emotion. But with Carter Walton, his sorrow has become relatable. The pain of loving someone who doesn't love you back the way you want, the heartbreak of losing a chance at happiness, the fear of believing in love again after so much heartbreak. Brain fans weigh in. A community in mourning. The BNB fan community has been especially vocal, posting emotional reactions online. Many users lament that Carter can't catch a break, or that his storylines focus too much on almost love instead of lasting love. Others say his narrative has become a cautionary tale, the tragedy of a good man who keeps giving his heart, only to have it broken again and again. Some posts include sentiments like he deserves better, and how many times can one man be heartbroken? A testament to how deeply viewers connect with his emotional journey. Performing arts, what's next for Carter Walton? Right now, BNB heads into an uncertain new year. Will Daphne be the one who finally stays? Or will Carter once again face heartbreak, this time with his heart on the line before anyone else's? Can he find love without repeating the same pattern of rushing toward a wedding instead of building a future? No one knows for sure, but one thing is clear. Carter Walton may be one of daytime TV's most tragic romantic figures, a man whose heart is as big as his capacity for pain. And as fans, we watch, we mourn, and we hope that maybe, just maybe, this time will be different, that loving someone who doesn't love you back the way you want, the heartbreak of losing a chance at happiness, the fear of believing in love again after so much heartbreak. Brain fans weigh in. A community in mourning. The BNB fan community has been especially vocal, posting emotional reactions online. Many users lament that Carter can't catch a break, or that his storylines focus too much on almost love instead of lasting love. Others say his narrative has become a cautionary tale, the tragedy of a good man who keeps giving his heart, only to have it broken again and again. Some posts include sentiments like he deserves better, and how many times can one man be heartbroken? A testament to how deeply viewers connect with his emotional journey. Performing arts, what's next for Carter Walton? Right now, BNB heads into an uncertain new year. Will Daphne be the one who finally stays? Or will Carter once again face heartbreak, this time with his heart on the line before anyone else's? Can he find love without repeating the same pattern of rushing toward a wedding instead of?